Hey there, hockey fans. Welcome to another matchup preview as the Lady Division I Flames taking on the Washington Pride again at home for a two-game series. Rhett McGibbon here alongside my man, Patrick Strawn. And Pat, good to see the ladies back out there again. And basically, you can build off the success that you've already had against the Pride earlier in this season.
Yeah, I think for them, I think the biggest thing with the first two games and these is just getting some game action. Obviously, because you can practice and practice as much as you want, but there's nothing like practice simulation when it comes to game simulation. You can't really recreate it anyway, no matter how much you create the scenarios and change it. So the fact that they're getting some good competition against a quality program in the Pride, it is really good for the Flames, and I think it'll bode well for them for the start of the spring semester coming up next year.
Flames are able to get Truder back in the lineup after coming off an injury, and then also gets their young pair of goaltenders another game under their belt. But how big will it be for them to get a little bit more experience and for Truder to kind of shake the rust off?
Well, I think for them it's about finding that line combination, because right now, I mean, we saw in the first two games, they were mixing lines up left and right and even D-pairing, so they weren't really sure who they're going with, because they're like, wow, we have a lot of combinations, not just with vets, but girls that came in this year that kind of found chemistry and found ways to make action happen. I mean, in those first two games, they outscored the Pride 17-2, and that's not a normal feat that they normally have against the Washington Pride team. So that shows the offensive firepower is there, but even more so, a lot more solid on the defensive end, which you probably didn't expect with their first year goaltenders, but they were able to do pretty solid work on the back end. So as you were just saying, it's going to be another set of games for both tendies. And then it's also about finding those line combinations. So when, as I said earlier, when the spring semester starts, you can hit the ground running.
Yeah, you know, we talked a lot about this is a team that we don't feel like is rebuilding. They're retooling and heading into second semester, spring semester on campus when they get into the thick of their schedule. Being able to develop chemistry in these 4 games against the Pride, I think they could go a long way. Do you think this is what the coaching staff is looking at, though, Pat, just trying to find combinations that they can hit the ground running in second semester?
Yeah, I think so, and I think it's all about the systems that they're also working. We're seeing, as you pointed out in those first 2 games, one of the unique factors is you didn't get this consistently, but you got it really consistent in those first 2 games, and I'm talking about consistency throughout the years. Shots from the point from your D, and they were all hitting the net or in an area where a girl down low were able to bank it home or be able to get that outlet pass and then find just a good scoring chance. That's one thing I think they're happy with, that they found success in, and they're going to see translate more when they get into that meat of the schedule with ACHA play. Also, it's about, as you said, the line combinations. I mean, there's so many weapons that this Flames unit returned with, and I think we're surprised that so many girls came back with. But then even talking to some of the coaches, they were like, after seeing a practice or two, they're like, oh man, the girls that we brought in are a lot better than we thought they were, or so to speak. So that's just good. You have depth on depth, not just on the front end, but on the back end, and then you have a good mix of experience with use, and I think it's going to transform well for the Flames, not only in these 2 games versus the Pride, but even more so when the spring season starts.
Yeah, well, it's going to be great hockey to watch once against the Pride and the Flames in a 2-game weekend series coming up this weekend. Make sure to log on to the Club Sports website under the Lady Division I Flames to check out the times and where you can watch the video. For Patrick Strawn, I'm Rhett McGibbon. In the meantime, make sure you check out everything down here, get all your Club Sports fixed, and we'll see you this weekend for some Lady Flames hockey.